Thanks for joining us for this look at some of the best stories from KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Coming up, homelessness in the North County. As one city makes a move to clear out an encampment, another will soon have its first safe parking site. Repairing schools in Ramona, the challenges in getting residents to buy in after voters reject another bond proposal. And uncovering the past, see the technology that revealed an unmarked graveyard in Del Mar, which was once home to a historic Latino neighborhood. We start in one of San Diego's highly desired beach neighborhoods where a development drama is playing out. Neighbors in Pacific Beach are criticizing plans for a 22-story apartment building. KPBS Metro reporter Andrew Bowen says it was reforms to state law crafted right here in San Diego that made the project possible.
Right now we're on Turquoise Street, which is, 4 or 5 blocks from the beach.
Marcella Bothwell is a 20-year resident of Pacific Beach and chair of the PB Planning Group.
What's behind me has been a cherished restaurant for decades, which is the French Gourmet. Froggies, I've, played games there, and then we have the gym, and then we also have the liquor store.
This modest strip mall could soon become the neighborhood's first high-rise in more than 50 years. Development firm Colonimus is seeking to build 213 apartments, over ground floor retail, and more than 300 parking spaces. In theory, it's exactly where San Diego needs more housing. It's within walking distance to public transit, in alignment with state and local climate goals, and it's in a high-opportunity neighborhood, rich with good schools, jobs, and amenities. But Bothwell fears the project's height and density will change Pacific Beach for the worse.
We need housing for our firefighters, we need it for our teachers, so they can go and they don't have to make a commute that's like an hour long. We need affordable housing in Pacific Beach and all along the coast. That's not disputed. But the trade-off here is a mockery to a well-intentioned law.
That law is the state's Affordable Housing Density Bonus. It offers developers incentives like relief from height and density regulations. In exchange, the developer has to subsidize a portion of their homes and rent them below the market rate. San Diego created its own density bonus program in 2016. In 2020, the city's program was written into state law. It's boosted housing production significantly at a time when the scarcity of homes is pushing up prices for everyone.
I think there are all sorts of unintended consequences that we see from laws all the time.
Catherine Blakespear is a state senator who represents Pacific Beach. She recently sent a letter to state housing officials voicing opposition to the project, which includes 10 affordable homes. Part of her opposition is over a technicality. Most of the apartments in the building will be legally considered visitor accommodations. That's urban planning speak for hotel rooms. But they'll be built just like apartments and can be rented out as long-term housing, which is exactly what the developers plan to do. Blakespear calls this a loophole, though she can't say whether it's illegal.
I think there are ways for us to provide housing for our community that we need, while also largely maintaining the neighborhoods that we have and protecting our sensitive coastal resources and providing for a better quality of life for everybody.
The whole point here is that we do not have taxpayer money to continue to just build affordable housing on the backs of taxpayers.
Assemblymember David Alvarez, who represents the South Bay, wrote one of the laws that the proposed high-rise is making use of. AB 1287, signed last year, expanded the density bonus law. It offers developers even more incentives if they include affordable housing for both low-income and moderate-income households. This law also started as a local ordinance in San Diego. Alvarez says it's helping to integrate exclusive neighborhoods by creating a wider variety of housing options.
Through the use of laws, local laws called zoning, we have excluded particular segments of our population from living in certain parts of San Diego, and historically have led to things like a segregated city. And so I firmly believe that people from all walks of life should be able to live in any part of our great state and certainly of our amazing city.
Even still, Alvarez is wary of high-rises popping up all over San Diego's coast. And he's open to changing the density bonus law to clarify the difference between homes and hotels.
And projects like these are great for students because if I graduate next year and I start working in San Diego, where am I supposed to live?
Mike Borisoff is a student at UC San Diego and an advocate for housing policy reforms. He says the proposed high-rise isn't perfect, but that more housing is better than none. And he questions whether any version of the project would satisfy opponents.
This is not the first time, nor will it be the last time, where people come out against housing projects, claiming it's just too big, it's too much, or there's too little affordable housing. The truth is, they say this every time about any development. Be it 5-story affordable housing, or a 3-story apartment, or condo, or duplex, you name it. People are just against development. That's the reason we have an affordability crisis in the state of California.
The city of San Diego is still reviewing the developer's application. Staff have asked state housing officials for help in determining whether the project complies with the law. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
This week, the city of Escondido declared a local emergency over a homeless encampment. Dozens of people who were living near Escondido Creek were cleared out. KPBS North County reporter Tanya Thorne spoke to some of those impacted. And she also tells us about the safe parking site coming to Oceanside, which would be the city's first.
Some people call this part of Escondido the jungle. But the people who have been camping here, whether for months or years, call it home.
No one's going to get any help. No one's going to get off the street. They're just putting everyone that has made a home here and put them back on the street. This is the first time I've felt safe in 6 months that I haven't had to move.
Angela Grell has been living in the homeless encampment near the Escondido Creek off Harmony Grove. On Monday morning, the area was swept after the city declared a local state of emergency. Service providers set up tents to offer resources. But Grell expressed frustration over the shortfall.
Give us a couple days' notice to get out of our homes that we've built over the last few months, and it's not right because there is no shelter, there's no place to put us. They have like goldfish crackers and water. You're not gonna help everybody. You can't take all these homeless people in the whole world. There's not enough beds. There's not enough help for everybody.
On Sunday, Escondido city manager declared a local emergency over significant environmental and public health concerns. The declaration said the water in the creek is unsafe because of high bacteria levels. 64 people were warned the encampment would be cleared out. But on sweep day, only 15 shelter beds were available.
Unfortunately, the math just indicates that there are going to be more people unsheltered in different parts of our community because we just don't have places for them to go.
Greg Angel is the CEO of Interfaith Community Services, one of the main service providers for North County.
I don't think anyone wants to see anyone living in encampments. And so it's important that we provide resources for people to exit those encampments into safe housed locations. And so we're working closely with the city, with a whole bunch of other partners today to get as many people connected to those resources as possible. But unfortunately, there are not enough resources for the amount of people who are being displaced today.
Angel says Interfaith will be seeing an expansion of their detox beds, but that won't be happening until February. In the meantime, dozens of people cart their belongings, unsure of where they will sleep tonight. Tanya Thorne, KPBS News.
Sunny Soto Briscoe has been advocating for a safe parking site in Oceanside since 2021.
Why don't we have a safe place for people to live in their cars? Like, that is a transitional period that before you're actually sleeping on the street, you feel safe within your vehicle or your RV, and we have no place to be safely at night.
She knows the need firsthand. Every Wednesday, her organization, Sunny Street Outreach, serves hot meals to people in need.
A lot of people stay up all night because of the parking restrictions that are from like these very dumb times, 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So when you've already would have fallen asleep to when you would be waking up is when you have to play shadow games with parking enforcement.
North County has 2 safe parking sites, one in Encinitas and the other in Vista. In 2023, the Oceanside City Council began to look for a safe parking site, but no one applied to be the host.
We saw the city, looking for a space, struggling to find one. We thought that this could be a perfect space.
Max Disposti is the executive director and founder of the North County LGBTQ Resource Center. The organization recently purchased the property on Apple Street. and raised their hand to host Oceanside's safe parking site.
For several years, we've been doing this work. So when we saw the opportunity to offer our expertise, so it's not just about being the landlord that are hosting the program, but really the collaboration so that we can actively support the people that are coming here sleeping at night.
Apple Street has been known as a hub for resources, and it will continue that history with the services from the North County LGBTQ Resource Center and now the Safe Parking Program. Dreams for Change will be the organization running the program.
It's going to look different for every household that comes through our program. But the main thing is ensuring, number one, that their initial basic needs are met, and making sure that they are what we like to call like housing ready. So they have their documents in order. They have proof of income, whatever that be, and we may work on them to increase income in whatever capacity we can by providing them, referrals to job training. We are lucky enough to also run a workforce program, so we have that direct connection.
This will be the first North County contract for Dreams for Change. They currently run the safe camping and parking sites in San Diego. The site will accommodate between 25 to 35 vehicles from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Applications open in February. Tanya Thorne, KPBS News.
And this next story is also in Oceanside, where a long-standing art space faces eviction and closure. KPBS arts reporter Julia Dixon-Evans takes a look at what this means for artists and the community.
The day after the Oceanside Pier fire, artist Marisa DeLuca collected fistfuls of charred wood from the beach, a charcoal she could mix with paint.
My work has always been kind of a love letter to Oceanside and to the ancestors of Oceanside. And when that fire happened, it really kind of put kind of an exclamation point on the rapid change in the region.
DeLuca's painting, made with the pier's remnants, is now on view at the Hill Street Country Club, a nonprofit art and community space in Oceanside founded in 2012. It's the space's final exhibit. The building has hosted countless gallery shows, concerts, workshops, and community events over the years. The building's landlord put it on the market several months ago. Once the sale enters escrow, the gallery will close. It's a situation emblematic of broader changes in Oceanside.
Everything's just very uncertain, and it's the coast, it's by the beach. We're like one of the last coastal cities in California to actually pull off gentrification finally.
Despite Oceanside's designation as a California cultural district, there's little infrastructure to support cultural organizations facing displacement. John Arroyo, a UC San Diego professor of urban studies, says cities must do more.
Could there be an emergency fund to help make a down payment on another property? Could the state, the city, the county evaluate other county-owned properties that are not being used that would allow for sort of the reuse in a cultural center?
Hill Street Country Club plans to continue its work and hopes to secure affordable space elsewhere. Paulinitz wants to stay in Oceanside to continue serving the local community, but would consider other parts of the county. Still, she wishes things had turned out differently. In her view, there was a straightforward solution.
My city would give me a building. It's not that deep. The museum is renting a city building. The theaters are renting a city building. Like, the only folks that are struggling to stay and be sustainable are those who have to pay rent to a landlord.
Julia Dixon-Evans, KPBS News.
Another way to watch KPBS Evening Edition is on YouTube. Catch the live stream weeknights at 5 or watch past episodes on your own schedule. We also post stories from our reporters, podcasts, and our locally produced shows. Subscribe and get notifications when new content is posted. Sign up for our newsletters to get a list of our most popular stories. Here are some from this week. The leader of San Diego's Civilian Police Oversight Commission will resign only 6 months into the job. Migrants are in limbo as the incoming Trump administration vows to shut down the app for asylum seekers, and California Governor Gavin Newsom declares a state of emergency in response to bird flu. Portable classrooms at a Ramona elementary school have needed to be replaced for decades. Some walls have water damage, and you can see the sky through one of the roofs. Katie Anastas says voters in Ramona had the chance to fund renovations in November, but they voted not to.
Several of the portables here on campus are 40 plus years old.
Chris Gunnett attended Ramona Elementary School as a kid. Now he's the principal. He remembers when one portable, now used as storage, was still a classroom.
We do have a gap here. As you'll see, the light is actually coming through the roof, but this is where the two portables are seamed together.
He says they have to move supplies away from the gap when it rains. Water has already seeped into the school's oldest building. Gunnett thinks it was built in the early 1900s.
You've got a lot of water damage, especially down below here. And the substructure here, you can see that it's soft. Just some water damage over time.
In November, Ramona voters rejected a $26.7 million school bond measure. District leaders proposed using the funding to replace portable classrooms, improve career technical education facilities, and upgrade plumbing and fire alarm systems. School bond measures have been on the ballot in Ramona 7 times since 1986. They've never passed.
Usually the life of a portable is around 20 years. We've got portables that are past the 50-year mark.
The district is facing a $9 million structural deficit. Superintendent Brian Thurman says they spent $2 million this year and last year on roofs.
That was general fund dollars that could have been spent on all kinds of things, instruction, students, playground equipment, lots of things.
Local bonds are also key to accessing school construction funding from the state. This year, California voters approved Prop 2, replenishing the pot of money for school repairs. Thurman says the district was eligible for $31 million in matching grants from the state. He says it was an opportunity to bring state tax money back to Ramona's kids.
This pot is created with all Californians from the Oregon border down through San Ysidro, all of our tax dollars. And so the real message that I wanted to get across is that Ramona has never taken advantage of that.
The more school districts can raise through local bonds, the more state matching funds they can get. Some advocates argue that this system is unfair to districts with lower property values or where voters don't pass local bonds. John Affelt is a managing attorney with the San Francisco-based law firm Public Advocates. They've called the school facility funding system unconstitutional.
And the state's role should not be to replicate the wealth disparities with how they hand out the state dollars. The state's role should be to counter or redress local wealth disparities with state dollars.
Bonds get paid back by increasing local property taxes. Ramona's would have gone up by $59 per $100,000 of assessed property value.
As we saw at the national, state, and local levels, cost of living and inflation were still at the top of mind for voters.
Thad Kauser is a political science professor at UC San Diego. He says 3 things drive voter behavior on bonds.
One, how people are feeling about their pocketbook and whether they want to open it up to government overall. And that means that your bond can live or die, has nothing to do with your school district. The second thing is what people are thinking about that government function, right? Do they like the direction of education in California? And the third is what they're hearing from the groups that take positions for and against these bonds.
The Republican Party of San Diego County's voter guide said it opposed all ballot measures that increased taxes. 40% of voters in San Diego County's unincorporated areas are registered as Republicans. 30% are Democrats.
Voters rarely care about the size of either a bond or a tax increase, right? Either they believe in the cause and are willing to invest in it or not.
Back at Ramona Elementary School, Principal Chris Gunnett says the maintenance department works hard to keep its buildings functional. But newer buildings would have fewer emergency repairs and better prepare students for the future.
We have a lot of pride here, that is for sure. People choose to come here. I chose to come here as well and be a leader at this school. But it is that sense of pride when you do have a new school. Kids feel a little more connected.
Thurman says the district will continue to use the money it has to pay for increasingly costly repairs as they come up. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
Poway and Ramona are looking at ways to share water resources. KPBS North County reporter Alexander Wynn says the move could save money and increase water reliability.
Water is a precious resource, especially in the drought-prone San Diego region. This is one of the reasons the city of Poway has been looking to diversify its water resources for the past 30 years.
But it's really never gotten to a point where we were able to execute a project.
Eric Heiderman is the director of public works for the city of Poway. He says the city is at a point where it needs to develop this. In 2019, Backed up storm drains contaminated the drinking water, leading to Poway's first ever boil water advisory.
It was born out of that, but the other thing that's really important to know is that about 4 or 5 months before that event happened, we had sent a letter to the San Diego County Water Authority initiating conversations to get this project going.
While it was a coincidence, he says that event set the path to today, where Poway and the Ramona Municipal Water District enter into a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, to explore sharing water resources.
We're really excited about this new potential of working together.
Erica Wolski is the general manager at Ramona Water. She's hoping the agreement would lower water costs for both agencies.
Right now we buy water solely from the County Water Authority, and those costs are very high for treated water because the desal plant's included and all the storage and everything that's included.
This is the flow control facility that connects Poway and Ramona. Right now, the valve only flows one way, to Ramona. What this MOU does is allow both sides to explore the feasibility of building a two-way valve.
So we're hoping that if we buy raw water, send it to Poway, and then they treat it for us, it would be at a lower cost per acre foot than if we buy it from the County Water Authority.
Poway, in turn, will get another source of treated water when its water treatment plant is offline. Right now, Poway can send water to Ramona on an emergency basis, but not the other way around.
We're looking at a design that will help install kind of a bidirectional meter that will allow flows to go both ways. So in essence, we would be sharing this facility with Ramona.
The preliminary results of the feasibility study won't be ready until early next year. Both agencies would still need to formally approve the project before work can begin. Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
An unmarked graveyard in North County contains ancestors of a historic Latino neighborhood. KPBS Sci-Tech reporter Thomas Fudge says now they're using technology to get a better idea of who made it their final resting place.
It's down a hill from St. Teresa's Church in Del Mar, just north of Highway 56, a plot of land that was used and then forgotten for a very long time. Joe Beltran is 96 years old, and he remembers it from when he was growing up in La Colonia de Eden Gardens.
Years back, when people died, this is where we came to bury them, And after that, for a long time, nobody took care of this place,
Beltran describes La Colonia, founded in the 1920s, as a little Mexican village in what is now Solana Beach. The overgrowth that consumed the forgotten graveyard caught the eye of Armand Olvera, a member of St. Teresa's Church in the Knights of Columbus, about 20 years ago.
The brush and everything was anywhere from 4 to 6 feet high, so you couldn't see anything in here. So as I came down the hill and I was walking through the cemetery, I tripped on one of the grave sites.
And that was when a small community came together to clean up the cemetery and try to find out who was buried here.
My great-grandma is in back of me over here in the back. My aunt is right there. My uncles are over there.
Beltran returned to the place about 10 years ago when he visited with his son Michael, who remembers a moment from back then.
My dad calls me over and says, I found my great-grandmother. And so that kind of, touched my heart and his. I could see the expression on his face, how glad he was to see her. So at that point, we kind of made it our duty to try to do something about this cemetery.
Olvera says he found records at St. James Parish that indicated 83 people were buried there. So far, he says volunteers have found 57 grave sites, many of them unnamed. And the search is not complete because now they're looking below ground. Michael Beltran and the Knights of Columbus made contact with the company Michael Baker International, which agreed to do the work free of charge. And that's where Jimmy Daniels comes in. He's an archaeologist with Michael Baker, and that thing he's got that looks like a lawnmower is called ground penetrating radar, GPR for short. Daniels talks about finding anomalies underground. Sometimes they're tree roots or gopher warrens, and sometimes they're unmarked graves.
There's definitely some unmarked graves that my preliminary kind of analysis of the data from a few weekends ago. but my goal is to process all of the data and look at it as a whole.
Daniels has already marked several anomalies he found during a recent scan with pink flags. He says unmarked graves have a distinct radar signature, and they're easier to find when the person was buried in a casket. Above-ground evidence is also helpful to predict what you'll find below.
Here's a row of burials. Here's an anomaly that doesn't have a marker. Maybe it matches up to the other anomalies that are in that row, and so we've got a burial there.
Michael Beltran says the end goal is to identify all the graves and pay respects by putting up white crosses, even if you're not sure who the person is. He says stories from the community also come into play. He spoke with a woman who says she knows where her sister was buried. Maybe they can scan the area to confirm it. Another story tells of 2 infant twins who died and were buried here. The stories often come back to La Colonia and the families who came from that place and who still live in the San Diego area.
For myself, it started off as a personal journey with my great-grandmother. But as more families have started to come down and help out, now it's turned into a community event.
Lisa Montez says her uncle and grandfather are buried in the graveyard.
My grandfather always instilled in me the importance of honoring your ancestors and never forgetting them.
Montez says La Colonia has changed a lot in the 100 years since it was founded. When her mother was a child, she went to a segregated school for Latinos. The old homes are mostly gone and the area has been greatly gentrified, but the graveyard has remained a part of the community. It's a place where people can remember the past and maybe even find a gravesite that holds a member of the family. Thomas Fudge, KPBS News.
We hope that you enjoyed this look at KPBS News this week. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Thanks for joining us.